YouTube, how the heck you doing? This is Corey here with Watcher of Realms. I almost choked and died. That would have been a horrible start to the video. But basically, Moonton went ahead and released the kind of patch notes for us. So we have a pretty good insight as to what's going to come into the game and what is, anticipated. So first and foremost, they are going to go ahead and do a Sylas and Edith banner. Honestly speaking, should you summon for Sylas and Edith? If you don't have Sylas, and you do have Virna, easy yes. You absolutely want to go ahead and get Sylas if you have the ability to. Edith has also kind of come into her own as a unit in general due to Gear Raid or Gear Dungeon 2. But if you don't have Edith, you could go ahead and use, I think Callista has the ability to do knockback as well. And then obviously Borit as well, right? So both overall pretty good units. It wouldn't be horrible if you got like your first copy of Edith and then like a second copy of Sylas. Okay, that's kind of good. But otherwise, it's not guaranteed. You do have the chance to get an Assault, Vortex, and Theowen. Theowen's kind of nice because I believe he is used for the fusion for Salazar. So if you don't have an extra copy of him, this is a pretty good chance to go ahead and get him. And Assault's not really that good anymore besides Codex is the only way, like the Boreas Codex, he's usable. Vortex is only usable for Gear Dungeon 1. And then if you're using him for like Void Rift, you can use him for the Araka one. But overall, not the best of banners. We also have an ancient summoning one that is happening as well. That's obviously once the update goes live, right? So this one is not going to have any 15x that is associated with it. So a little bit of a, hey, if you want to go do it, like do it. But don't be surprised if you go ahead and pull and get King Horrors instead of an Ingrid, right? So that's kind of the lay down as to the summoning right now. We'll also have the crazy one, which is where you get the 2x. No 15x's, at least with this, it's not a 2x, 15x, just a normal 2x. So pretty standard in terms of summoning. Nothing to really be super surprised about. Sylas is good, not the best. Edith is good, not the best. But really good for Gear Dungeon 2. That is true. So let's go ahead and look at the actual content update, the meat and potatoes of what's changing in the game. So this is going to come out at UTC -8. That's a 109. So basically, roughly about 3 hours and 51 minutes after like me recording this video, right? So by the time I upload this, maybe in about 3 hours, the update should be going ahead and going live. So let's just kind of see what they're doing. So they have a really cool image of Cyrus and Zealous. Honestly, I don't know why they can't make Zealous cool. He's a conceptually a cool hero, but he's useless. So in this, they're talking about Immortal Codex, new challenge, Guild Wars Season 7, which I care about that. New artifacts coming soon, and then Shards summoning for an exclusive artifact. So let's kind of look at this. Conqueror, Styx, and then Phantasmal Nightmare. Interesting. So let's see what happens. Phantasmal Nightmare. Commanders will first defend against the Conqueror, who summons a multitude of undead creatures and continuously enhances their attributes. Eliminate those summoned creatures. So this is standard. And then after you defeat Conqueror, you'll immediately challenge the second boss, the Lord of Styx, which is all about attack speed. The Lord of Styx periodically releases shows. Okay, this is basically simple. Alright, so when challenging the Phantasmal Nightmare, you can form a team of 7 heroes, but only 6 can be deployed simultaneously. Okay. So it feel like for this, you'd want to do something like, honestly, I feel like maybe a chaotic team would be kind of nice if you have the ability to, because chaotic units you kind of need for, you probably want chaotic unit or maybe nightmare units too, but basically chaotic units for Cyrus, and then you maybe want to pair in a Helga, Yovar, and then you remove like your Uridin or Ardea, so you can kind of push the attack speed. That could be a good shout, actually. Or maybe even using Sargak could be kind of good because you get to keep the nightmare like kind of faction, and then you just add a healer. Or interesting. Not nightmare. I mean piercer or chaotic. But interesting. So that's gonna be kind of cool. Because usually you can only put down 5 units in general, but now we get 6. So interesting. Oh, they even go ahead and kind of tell you the recommended lineup. So yeah. Ingrid, I guess you could use Ingrid. I do feel like Ardea's a must. Constance would probably be a must. Helga. Wukong gives you 18 hits on his ult, so that's going to be interesting. Praetus, probably good for Cyrus. But see, part of the issue is most of these units are absolute dog water when it comes to going ahead and using them for the Cyrus Codex. Like, the only one that would be good in theory is probably Torador, because Nightmare, Ardea, and Constance. So that'll definitely be interesting to see how teams kind of break out. Now we have the the Guild Wars Season 7 map. All right, so interesting. I don't like this. Here's why. I see this, and so I know the pathing is probably going to look something like this. So, like, follow my cursor. Unit spawns probably pass down this way, down, across, up, down, here, or something like that. So that's a very, very long time to travel when you think about it. And I imagine you can put units down probably here, here, here. Like, probably you can't put anything down here. I don't imagine that anybody would choose to do such a thing, right? But yeah, this screams Ingrid, which is fine. This screams Ingrid, Praetus, maybe? Or, oh, hold on. Ingrid, Ajax, Brokir, maybe a Watcher unit, or something over here. And then a healer right here, or something like that. It could get a little bit interesting. Or even, well, no Garnus would hit here. So it's going to be interesting to see what teams are built. Because I could see a world in which it's a little bit tricky. Because you're going to want a healer that's going to heal not just like in a 4x4 like or a 3x4 range. So it's going to be interesting to see how healers are. The tower, however, is kind of insane. Tower, this screams Ingrid, Praetus, maybe. Or honestly, even Ingrid, Tank, Valkyra, Healer, like right here. So that map's going to be interesting. I feel like we might see, in my opinion, I don't think you're going to see Nightmare units be as commonly used. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Nightmare units be that commonly used. Also, I'm stupid. The map spawns this way. Yeah, Ingrid, Praetus. We'll see. It's going to be interesting overall. Alright, so we have new Demon Soldiers. Frostborn Scholar. This unit is capable of granting shields to nearby allied ground units. A perfect match for Demon Soldiers with high HP. He looks like a copy of the Fool. Like a straight up copy of him. Ground Demon Soldiers. So nothing for air yet. So air units are kind of struggling, right? Because the Speed Skin Warrior, whatever he does, he speeds up ground units. I mean, healers do heal air units. They do that. But it seems like Flyers are missing out on a shields department hero. Perfect for high HP, so it'll be interesting to see if he's going to be AoE, because it says granting shields, so it's multiple, to nearby allied ground demon soldiers. So everything seems plural here, or meaning inclusive of multiple. So it'll be interesting to see if he can shield multiple necro skeletons, because if that's the case, hey, the age of the necros are back, right? Which I love that. Season 7 banner, it's boring. Very boring. It's not that cool. Considering how much like resources they could do, or things they could do with these banners for Overlord, like, go crazy, do something cool. I feel like they kind of run with the same scheme nowadays for these banners. There's so much cool things you could do with it. Like, you can incorporate the season number anywhere, right? Like, and you can make the rest of the banner look insane if you wanted to, but whatever. Gladiator Gauntlet Season 7 exclusive rewards. So there's nothing for Season 6, but 7 you get this Moskin. Okay, that's cool. Looks like a human shark. I guess that is what Maw is, but it looks more human-y now. So it's kind of cool. I like it. It gives me a infernal energy, so that's cool. Guild banner pattern. Congrats. Congrats, Mad. You guys got a new banner. Congrats. New artifacts. Shattered Hilt increases single target damage dealt by fighters and further increases it after dealing damage to a certain. Interesting. What's the BP? How much BP does it give? That's all I care about. Blight's Collar Claw. Honestly, it sounds like it's gonna be super strong though. Like, super strong if it's gonna do, like, if it's going to a fighter that does like AoE damage, because like Lust kind of does, and Wukong kind of does. Blight Collar Claw increases single target damage dealt by marksman, has a chance to extra. Interesting. I mean, I have a maxed Eye of Penitence on my Sylas, and it's pretty good. However, for the most part, everyone runs Spirit Siphon. Like, it's the only thing that you use on any of your like marksmen, besides like a Hatsit or Pelagios or Razak or Nyx. But with Nyx, you use her exclusive. So this will be kind of interesting to see just how good it is. Like, is it relevant? Does it help in terms of guild v guild? Because right now Sylas, he's baited, right? Like, in the video that I posted, well, it will go live like later tomorrow, right? But you basically just bait Sylas when it comes to guild v guild, and he's useless at that point. And then Yovar, honestly, I don't know what it is damage wise. Yovar, considering he is the ancient lord for piercers, is useless. He does such little damage overall. It's actually weirdly concerning, because it reads like he should be a nuker. Like, he should chunk, right? But he doesn't, right? And that's why you don't really see him. So I want to see if this will go ahead and make Yovar crazy, because I mean, technically speaking, imagine this. Imagine, because Yovar's ult counts as like multiple hits. Imagine that you're able to proc like half of the proc with Yovar ult. Okay, he might be crazy. Yovar might be kind of cracked at that point, cracked and jacked. But right now he's like the fat kid at the grocery store grabbing candy and Fruit Loops and gummy worms, right? He's not doing that much. Dragon Blood Goblet increases def and damage. Useless. No one cares. No one cares. No. unless the defense that you get is absolutely insane, it's not worth it. Gon isn't used for a damage source. He's not. Edith isn't used for a damage source. She's not. Every single tank in this game, bar none, runs Bastion Ring for a reason. Block is way too important in this game. So this will probably never see the light of day. It'll probably just get insta-sold. Artifact Shard Assembly. This is kind of interesting because they have a picture of Beelzebub, which it even says new legendary hero. When is this? 120? When will that be? 120. Because I'm willing to... Let me just pull up my phone and see real quick. Calendar. So on the 20th, so that's going to be the Monday. What would make the most sense is if they went ahead and did his banner on that weekend then. So I'm going to just assume it's most likely that Beelzebub's banner is going to be the 17th. That'd be the only thing that would make sense. Do the banner, have people hyped, drop the event for his artifact. It would make no sense to do the artifact and then have people summon. Because if people go ahead and get the artifact, but they don't get Beelzebub, they're going to be pissed. But if they go ahead and summon Beelzebub, or they don't get him, they're still going to do the artifact event and eventually hope to get him later on. So that makes the most sense, I believe. Let me see if there's anything else that was left over in this. Nope, that's it. So yeah, pretty simple. They're doing a couple of buffs and a couple of fixes. We get 300 diamonds. It's kind of nice. Kigiri's bond skill. Yuri Foxfire Kitsune, or Kitsune is the proper way to say it. That's cool. I actually really like, if Moonton, once again, if you're watching this, I actually like the fact that you guys are leaning into the Chinese mythos and Chinese lore and just Chinese culture in general. It's actually kind of cool. So keep doing that. There's a guy who has like a whole bunch of, I know it's not Chinese, right? But like anime tattoos and stuff. Like, keep doing some cool stuff. Like, I might just get it tatted. Just saying. Anyways, Volca optimized basic attack animation. Yeah, because sometimes her attacks, like, they look weird. Like, I was looking at it whenever I was doing Gear Dungeon 2. It looks really strange sometimes. Like, you can't tell what's going on. It looks like little blood birds just, like, flying at the units. Optimize special effects. Okay, that's cool. Zilla 2 fixed an issue where soul siphoning only dealt level 1 damage. That explained a couple guild boss runs. Ardea fixed an issue where the circular blade from her talent would sometimes fire in an incorrect direction. Can you imagine you're just like fighting an Ardea in arena and she just like throws the axe backwards and you're like, that's a bug. That's kind of funny. Okay. Cool. So Kigiri gets more HP from ulting. Like he heals. That's cool. That might be helpful for people doing guild boss too, because maybe he'll do it whenever it's the poison phase and it kind of keeps him alive longer. You don't have to worry about Eloin as much healing him. Cool. So to get rid of healing effect on Vitality, Curse, Fracture, Hawkeye, Mana Spring, Annihilating Might, Whirlwind, Calamity, Glacier, Night Terror, Styx, Doom, Wisdom, Insight, Warlord. Kind of good, kind of bad. Like, sometimes you want healing effect on like a Warlord piece for like your attack based heals, like Eloin for example. You want like a healing effect. Or for Ezreal, you want healing effect. So that's kind of like a negative. And I get it, they can't really like police it so where it's like, oh yeah, it's only going to drop for like heal based pieces. Like it gives you attack bonus, attack speed, healing effect. Like they can't guarantee that. So I mean, it makes sense, but it's a little bit unlucky. It'll make the pieces that we currently have that do have those things that much more valuable. Increase Ancient Gears drop rate by how much? That's what I need to know. If you tell me you increase the Gears drop rate, you can increase it by 1%. 0.01%. You increased it, but I'll never feel it, right? So yeah, whenever you do these things, you kind of have to show and tell. You have to be like, hey, I increased the gear drop rate by 15%. Okay, cool. Now I can go ahead and track that and see, is it actually 15%? Otherwise, what people are going to do, like myself, is we're going to do 1,000 runs, 10,000 runs, and then calculate it and say, oh yeah, it increased by 0.025%. Not even like a full percentage point, right? So increase the chance of having more high quality secondary attributes. What does that mean? Is it going to be so that the rolls are more in purple, or are you referencing you're going to get attack like for an attack bonus piece, you're going to get crit rate, crit damage, attack speed, flat attack? Right? Like, tell us. Added exclusive gear for certain heroes. Okay, that's cool. Recommendation settings. That's cool. I personally don't use it. Filtered. Cool. That's nice. That was driving me insane. Optimize the process of equipping heroes with gear. Players will no longer automatically return to hero list after equipping gear. Thank you. That was so frustrating. This is nice as well, because I feel like they got rid of this for some reason. And let's see. Okay, so you basically get like a break, it looks like, for this. Okay. Overall, they're adding the Hydra skin into the shop, Olog skin, and Silas's skin. That's cool. The Hydra one is so sick. That one is so sick. I don't even have Yimmer, and I might just get it just in case I pull Yimmer, because that skin is so sick. Hero visit, that's updated. Okay, honestly, that might be cool. Maybe get more rewards from it. Vibration alerts. Okay. Added 2 secret achievements. Eat your way to something legendary and taste the delicacy from ancient times. I'm assuming that's from crafting the items by Lily. Install the discount, or increase, not installed. Increase the discount for this. Cool. Drop rate of mythic extract. I saw some people like mentioning in the normal Discord about how it's like hard to get those. Makes sense. Once you get to endgame, it's like you get 1 billion of them. Cool. Okay. So overall, this seems like a really good update. Like a lot of changes. A lot of changes. So should be good. We'll see how it kind of goes. But any update is probably good for the game. So see ya.